you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. I'm Elisa, and I got this like nudge that I should wear my papa's hat for this reading. So this is Happy New Year. This is going to be a reading for the year of 2023. Epic. So yeah, like I feel like my dad's got a message for this reading. I'm going to link to this the last time I wore this hat in a reading, which was right after my papa passed away. So, yeah, Happy New Year. I'm starting with the Mystical Shaman, and I got Middle World and Jaguar on the split. So this is a card about, like, sort of, like, coming into command of your shadow element. So, you know, everyone within them has, like, a light and a dark, and so in order to sort of really be able to manifest your dreams into the world, it's like you have to come into command of your light and your dark. Like that's like a first sort of level of mastery, you know. And so this jaguar kind of speaks to that. You know, the jaguar roams freely throughout the Amazon. Like you can go to the darkest recesses, you know, but it's like the king of the jungle because it is the master of the shadow. And so that's it's like a really important stage of our development, because, you know, if you are not in command of your emotions, you're like being ruled by them. So very important. So yeah, that's an important thing. And then we have the Middle World. So this is a card of like three-dimensional reality. So it's like there's this three-dimensional bubble of reality. But it's interesting, like this card, it always interests me because there's all these birds like flying in this. So it's almost like there's this truth that's like been spoken in three-dimensional reality. So there's almost like this alignment. Like this is like, I just finished watching this Thor movie, which is like this total epic drama, you know, and this is kind of like, I feel like speaking to that kind of energy, you know, because there's this epic battle of good versus evil, and there's this truth coming into alignment in three-dimensional reality. So it's almost like that's going to be a major theme of this year. And this has come through in a couple of readings leading up to now about, like, you know, generational curses. I'm definitely getting that kind of energy, you know, and I feel like that's happening like in our larger world, you know, because we have all this stuff going on with all these like leaders and like that have these legacies, you know, like Trump and like Vladimir Putin, you know, because Vladimir Putin like stepped into the control of Russia, but it's almost like he's playing out this same drama that happened when the Soviet Union collapsed. It's like happening in real time now, you know, so it's like he's playing out this generational curse, but it's like a curse for the whole country, you know. And so it's almost like what I just got from that is just like, it's this epic battle of good versus evil. And it's like the folks that are going to come out ahead are the ones that are going to be the that have like come into this mastery, come into command of their light and their dark, come into command of their emotions, because it's almost like the whole world is going through a reality check. Like there's definitely a bunch of things that are just being reset right now. And so it's just like, if you want to like walk through this moment like sort of unscathed, like you need to be in alignment with the truth. Like that's just like totally what's coming through right now. So that's like it's like this year is going to be like an epic reset, you know. And so it's like if you're not in alignment with the truth, like you better get there, because otherwise it's going to be painful. Okay, so I'm going to the angels and ancestors next, because, you know, obviously I'm getting some like epic. This is reading is like, whoa. Okay, so when I did the split, we got great teacher, learn from spiritual experience. And I mean, it's like, it doesn't say it's explicitly, but it looks like Jesus, and there's this like white dove, you know? So like, yeah. There have been people that have come before us that have like shown us the way, you know? So like, the example, the wisdom is out there for us to follow. And then we have wise one. We have this owl, which is like a sign of like signs being sent to you from the ancestors. It says grow within your current situation. So it's just like this epic reality check that we're all going through is going to be really difficult. Like, I'm definitely getting that. Like, this is like just totally epic. This year is going to be epic. But like, it's here for a reason. It's here for us to grow and to learn and to, I think, like elevate ourselves spiritually. I'm definitely getting that message. Okay, so I'm going to go next to Sacred Forest Oracle. And okay, so when I did the split, I got Wolf Spirit Family. I mean, wolves, they travel in packs, and you know, so it's really important. Family is important. But then what's like an interesting contrast is that we got letting go, Spirit of the Guardian of Autumn. So it's really interesting, because it's like with the wolf, like it's all about family and like, you know, traveling in packs, and you know, we're better together. But then we got with that letting go. So it's almost like, I think this like year is going to be so epic and cataclysmic that it's almost like our structures that we've been in are kind of breaking down, and it's almost like we need to like let go, allow for growth to happen, and then so that we can sort of like connect with like our spiritual family, or like who we're meant to be with in this next phase of evolution, you know. So it's going to be some massive like shakedowns of like social structures, institutional structures, like national structures, just like there's a total like, I mean, literally like an epic shakedown this year. Okay, so I'm going to go to the tarots now, and I have this light and dark. So we're going to get perspectives from both sides, because, which is interesting, because I didn't even know this when I pulled all these decks, but like this is like the total theme of this year is like coming into command of the light and the dark, and honoring both of them, but having them be like in balance, like learning the lessons from the dark and drawing inspiration from the light, you know, and that's the best way to channel those energies, you know, when we're in the best. Okay, so when I did the split, I'm starting with the light. We got Chariot, which is all about being in command of the light and the dark, you know, I mean, basically what I've just been saying. And then the Champion of Vessels. So the Champion of Vessels is like the King of Cups. So it's either the King or the Page. Hold on, let me look. No, it's the Knight of Cups. Okay. So it's interesting because there's this crow here, and you know, you see all those birds there. So it's like there's this truth, and there's like this message of love coming for those in alignment with this truth. That's what I just got, you know. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle these and see what else comes through from the light deck. Yeah, this is like definitely like some kind of superhero. I mean, it's so funny that I just finished watching the superhero movie, because like that's kind of what I'm getting. It's just like this is like a total make or break epic year. And it's going to be a dramatic. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. So at the bottom, we have the 8 of coins. So this is like making progress in the realm of like work, you know, like this is like making it happen. And like, this is the card of like a craftsman, you know, in a traditional deck, you know, but they're like hard at work. They're like making it happen. And we have the 4 of coins, which in this deck, like the artwork is a little different, you know, because it's almost like they've got this person they've started to put away for a rainy day. Like that's kind of what I'm getting from this right now. So it's like we're like kind of gotten to this point where it's like, okay, now we are at the beginning of sort of starting to build stability. And we've got the Champion of Wands. So it's like making a really bold move. And then we have the Ace of Wands towards this like fiery, passionate new beginning. And it looks like in work. So like this looks like the realm of the light realm for this year. Like there's going to be some really positive developments in work that's going to really like open some doors and be the beginning of just sort of starting to build like a stability. Okay, so when I did this split, when I took this out, so this is the night realm. So this is the challenging part of this year. So we've got 8 of Wands and we got 6 of Swords. So it's like something's happening, messages coming in, and we're moving on from a bad situation to a better situation. So let's do the shuffle and see what comes out. Yeah, I mean, this definitely looks like a year of big changes, spiritual development, you know, like finding a new tribe. And it's like a make or break moment. But definitely epic. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay, so at the bottom, we have the Warrior of Wands. So this is like the Knight of Wands. So we have the Knight of Wands coming out with both decks. So this is like a bold move. Something like what I just got was cataclysmic. Like something big is going to happen in this realm, which I'm definitely getting is sort of like a realm of like emotions, relationships, because we got the Moon. So there's something hidden. And it's interesting because that just fell out right under this sort of newfound stability. But there's something hidden. And then we have the 3 of Swords. So this is a heartbreak, you know, and it's also like where you're kind of like, there's something that's not in alignment with the truth and needs to be adjusted, like, and it came out right under this, the other Knight of Wands. So it's almost like there's some kind of bold cataclysmic event that's going to happen, that's going to like sort of expose this and like force change to happen this year. And then we have the universe. So it's definitely going to be the end of an era, the beginning of a new era. Something huge is going to happen. And what I just got was like, it's going to be so cataclysmic that like it's going to force you to find like your new tribe, you know, some betrayal or some heartbreak. So it's just like whatever pack you've been traveling with, like this is going to be exposed, but it's almost like there's going to be like some new opportunity that's going to push you in a new direction, or push all of us in a new direction. And there's going to be a lot of growth that's going to be like triggered from all of this. But yeah, like this is going to be a year of just like almost like a complete restructuring of the world as we know it, on like global and to the individual level, like just huge change. So yeah, this is a pretty epic epic reading for 2023. I'm gonna go to the Rose Oracle and pick a final card. Be interesting to see at the end of the year, you know, what this looks like. I mean, I just went back and looked at the 2022 reading, which I'll link here, so you might check that. Because I looked at it, I don't even really remember what was in it, but like I remember watching it like a month ago and being like, yeah, pretty much. So, you know, we'll see if that's what comes through for you. Okay, so, oh my gosh. Okay, wow. I just got a thing that I should do cut. Okay. All right, so we got the grandmothers, remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings. This is really interesting. Definitely like the ancestors, but it's like from the feminine side, you know, and so it's just like they're kind of like grounding us, and it's just like, you know, this whole like breaking from the pack might feel like really, you know, like unfathomable in the beginning, but it's just like trust the grandmothers are here, like you haven't lost your connection, you know, they're here. So just trust what's happening. You're going to get some perspective from all of this, and like you can't erase your roots, like they're always going to be there, you know, despite whatever might be going down. Then we got plant yourself here, integration, embodiment, and grounded action. This is really interesting because I feel like the reading from I feel like it was 2021, was all about integration and healing like these wounds. And so it's almost like what I'm getting here like is like it's the beginning of building some sort of stability. So it's just like, you know, it's time to like I mean, that's the first step of stability. And there was a reading that I did a couple days ago, and it was like making way, beep, beep, beep. And it was all about like building a new foundation from the ground up, you know? So this is like, you know, starting with the ground. We've got this new foundation, and we're going to build from it. So, the other thing that's interesting too is it's like plant yourself here. For me, this is like kind of meaningful because like I'm a plant-based cheesemaker, so it's just like whoa. And I'm about to like start on this new like journey with that. So yeah. And then we have the reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, and friendship. So yeah, like what I get from that is like, you're gonna find your tribe. So don't worry, like even if it feels like you're kind of like out at sea, like you're not. Like stay grounded in who you are, but you know, build collaborations with what's coming for towards you. And this is going to be like a solid foundation into this sort of new world that we're all moving into. So yeah, pretty epic. And yeah, it's going to be a big year, but you know, like it's important to stay grounded. And even though it seems chaotic, it is just like laying the foundation for this big future that's coming. So keep that in mind as all the drama is kind of unfolding around you. But it seems like, you know, it's okay. It's just the beginning of this new order. So I'll leave it there. Check back soon. I might do one for January or something. Okay,